as promised, I'm back to bring you a video on the Labo's Vanille 44. This was released back in 2007. The nose behind this is Alberto Marias, which he's best known for Acquadigio by Armani, and also Bulgari Man. I know he had a hand in Tommy, the original Tommy for Men, obviously from Tommy Hilfiger, and quite a few others. He's a very well-known nose, at least in the fragrance community. And if you don't know anything about Labo, they are a brand that was founded in 2006 by two people, Eddie Roshi and Fabrice Peño, or Peno, I don't know how to say his last name, probably butchering it, but forgive me. From what I understand, I believe they both originated in France, and then they grew up in New York. This is actually one of their city exclusive collection fragrances. They have quite a few. I think they have at least 10. I have a sample on most of them, except the Bay Rose and Tuberose. I think there might be another one I'm missing a sample of. This is a different kind of vanilla. Not only is it city exclusive, but there is 1 month out of the year that they release the bottles for anyone to buy anywhere. A 1.7 is going to run you $290, and then the 3.4 is going to run you $440. So it's up there in the echelon of fragrances, a lot more than most other niche companies that are well known. You're not going to get anything different from the presentation, and I'll explain about like the box and the packaging and kind of what they're shooting for with this brand, which, by the way, on a side note, it was recently bought out by Estee Lauder. People have been, saying that, there goes that. Also with Frederic Malle, that's another house that was bought out by Estee Lauder. But keep in mind, Tom Ford private blends are actually done underneath the Estee Lauder company as well, so take it for what you will. But up next we're going to have the presentation, and then I'll discuss about the fragrances. Alright, so we have the presentation here. Let me see if I can give you a good shot of that. Vanille 44 by the Labo. And you can see that they are known for their recycled packaging, and also, as you see, it's kind of like a lab did it. It says compounded. It tells you where it was compounded at, when it was done, and who it's for, so it's kind of a personalized fragrance. And they also have, a bunch of stuff about perfume shelf life and, caution, flammable, all that fun stuff, and then also the ingredients, and at least some of the ingredients that are in it. And when you do get the box, it's gonna be a full sticker like this, so you actually have to cut it here. And this is going to be for any of the exclusive collection. I mean, not even just exclusive, just Le Labo in general. This is how they're styled. And then you're going to open the box like that. And you got some just paper in there to keep it sturdy. And then the bottle is going to lay down very nicely like that. Vanille 44 again. And this is the bottle. As you can see, it says the same stuff that's, on the box itself. I can smell the fragrance from here. And this is the 3.4 ounce. It's a very minimalistic bottle. It's meant to look like, something that was in a laboratory. This cap is quite heavy. It's definitely a metal of some sort. And the spray, it's kind of a nice distribution there. It's a very nice sprayer. No complaint on the spray at that. And that's going to be the presentation of Vanille 44 by Le Labo. So as you see, they are known for their recycled packaging. They're very eco-friendly. They try to be. Everything that they send is done in that same kind of packaging style. Even their samples, actually their samples are taped around with the cardboard, you can say. But yeah, that's how the presentation for any of the Labo fragrances are going to look like. So you would hope maybe, for exclusive they would, kind of up the ante a bit on the presentation. I mean, I like the presentation. you know, I like the minimalistic style, and you know how it's supposed to be designed as if it's an actual laboratory bottle. But that's the presentation on that. So let me get into the notes of this fragrance. Bergamot, mandarin orange, guaiac wood, incense, vanilla, and aldehydes, which is an interesting player in this fragrance, at least in the beginning of the fragrance. So when you first spray it, you're going to get that aldehyde kind of soapy quality to it. Now, it's not going to be something that's you know, too overdone, but that fades very quickly. And then this is quite a linear fragrance, but that's not a bad thing. What's interesting is even on their website they specify that the name of the fragrance is the least important. The ingredients are the more important factor. If you smell Patchouli 24 by them, it's actually more of a birch, smoky birch fragrance than anything. So with this, you're going to actually get a prominent guaiac wood fragrance with vanilla and incense supporting that whole composition. But this whole fragrance is airy, and that's not a bad thing at all. It doesn't mean that it's going to be, you know, it's going to come off in like an hour and you're not going to smell it anymore. It's definitely a different take on vanilla. If you're looking for a vanilla that is not dense, if you're looking for one that is very different, which is why I bought this fragrance, this is a really good take on a note that's really sometimes overdone. And that's coming from someone who, honestly, vanilla is like one of my top notes. But you know, a lot of them are either overdone, or they're kind of similar, or they're too sweet. This is just a perfect amount of sweetness in this. I'm trying to think of a comparison. If you ever smelled Creed's Sublime Vanille, there are comparisons to where like they're kind of an airy kind of vanille note in there, but I think Sublime Vanille actually doesn't last as long. This can last quite a few hours. Now, I've only worn it a couple times since I've had it, unfortunately, but if I remember correctly, it did last me all work shifts, so I want to say the longevity is actually going to run you around 8 hours. And this is an eau de parfum. I don't know if it's any different strength concentration than the regular line of Labo, but I will mention also another thing that could possibly change the scent, and that's the fact that they actually compound these fragrances when they're made to order. So anywhere that there's Labo fragrances, you're actually going to have them make, they're going to make it right then and there for you. I'm sure they have extremely strict guidelines, of course, but everyone's human, so there could be different factors. You know, maybe it could be a little bit stronger in concentration, and it could be a little bit weaker. Not 100% sure where mine lays in, but I will say from the sample I had and the actual fragrance, I think this one's a little bit more woody. So I don't know if that's a concentration difference, or it could be, you know, it could be a factor of many things. Kind of like how Creed has batches. You know, my batch could just be a little bit different than everyone else's batch. I have no idea. But I do like the woody structure to this fragrance a lot. Vanilla is going to be the one that's encompassing the fragrance, and you're going to have the guaiac and incense like really the key players of this fragrance. And this is a different incense. This is not a churchy incense. This is not your typical kind of, I think this is some sort of a balsam wood that's a little bit different, like I want to say maybe Tolu or Kopahu. I haven't really had much experience with either of those, but this isn't like, you know, your regular frankincense or myrrh or any of those kind of incensey notes. This is definitely a little bit different than the others. But it's really masterfully done. If you're looking for a fragrance that is, you know, a different take on a very popular note, this is the one. And for me, I don't go by seasons or gender or anything like that. But if I were to tell you what I think of how it performs in different scenarios, first of all, I think this is extremely unisex, like down the middle. I think this is down the middle in everything. It's unisex. I think it could be used year-round in any situation. I think this is a perfect scent for any occasion. It's just a really good Swiss Army knife for a fragrance. If you're looking for something that, you know, can be used anywhere, anytime, this might be one to check out. But like I said, it is pricey. This is not a cheap fragrance whatsoever. But I mean, I'm glad I got it, you know. I mean, you're going to get it 1 month out of the year, at least, unless you visit the actual boutique where it's located. This one's located in Paris. But 1 month out of the year, you know, you have that opportunity to buy it off of Lucky Scent, or, you know, there might be a few other places also off of Labo's own website you can buy it as well. But I would say if you can get a sample of this, to definitely check it out. They do supply samples the month beforehand as well, so you can also check it out then. They may even have a new exclusive by then, probably. I'm going to have to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Only because it takes a note that is so overdone. I mean, as much as I love vanilla, it can be overdone and it can be overutilized. They take that note and they surround it with a nice woody, I should say they take that note and encompass a nice woody incensey structure, and it really works out perfectly. I don't know what 44 notes are in here, because like I said, I don't get too many. I get the ones that are listed, but you know, it could just be little, you know, bits and pieces here and there, just to kind of, you know, give it this quality that it has. But yeah, if you like guaiac wood, check it out. If you like incense, check it out. If you like vanilla, even if you don't like vanilla, I would say to check this out if you like any woody fragrances at all. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you liked this video. If you do, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.